Sir, you can start.
Good morning. Hi, everybody. I hope you're all ready for this special training class today. I am SD Arvinda. I am a teacher at Soundar Institute of Management and Science. I teach journalism and film studies. Basically, my background is that I'm a filmmaker and a music composer. So, today we will talk about a special session on story to screenplay. Okay. So now everybody has a story. Like every person on earth has some kind of a story. Okay. But there are some very special stories which needs to be made to reach bigger audience. That is when you start making a film or a short film. So that is what we are going to discuss today. I hope you all know what story is, and of course you will know what screenplay is all about. Okay, but before that, I would just like to say a few things about what I'm doing uh, in this college in the Department of Journalism. Basically, journalism is talking, about media studies, uh, and with the students here, we involve all the students, and recently we started a news production where students go and report the events that happen at college. Okay. Every day there are at least a couple of events that happen at Soundar Institute. So the students go there and be part of that entire presentation, click some pictures, record some videos, and then they write a report and send it to us. So Department of Journalism then shoots video with an anchor, and we make news production. So this is one part of what we do. Then any event that happens at college, so we are recording. We have a well equipped studio. We have a green mass studio. We have cameras. We have editing studio, and whatever we record, so that will be edited, presented in a very nice format, and shared across all the social media platforms of SIMS. So this way we are, talking about the college. We're sharing stories about college. Okay, this is one non-fiction format of sharing stories. Whereas the fiction is when you create a story, when you have your own, written short story, or you take a novel and then make that into a film. So that becomes the fiction. So this is just about what we're doing at college now, and how the students are getting involved. So I do have a small video clip of the works which I've done, some of the works. So I did a lot of television for about 14, 15 years. Then did I did 3 movies. So let me just share a small showreel of my works, and you'll have a idea like what kind of work I've done before. So I'm going to share. Okay, this is a small video.
ನಮೂತೆ ಪುರವೇ ಹೋಯ್ತು ನಮ್ಮಯಾಗೆ ಮುತ್ತಿನ ಮೂಟೆ ಉರುಳಿ ಹೋಯ್ತು ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ
And you've shown a psychological mystery together.
2016 ಕೊನೆ 50 ದಿವಸ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಅದೇ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ವಿಚಿತ್ರ ಘಟನೆ ನಡೀತು. ಮೈಸೂರು, ಬಿಜಾಪುರ, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಈ 3 ಊರಿನವರು ಮಲೆನಾಡಿನ ಮೂಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಅಪರೂಪದ ಘಟನೆಯ ಭಾಗಿಯಾದರು. ಜಗತ್ತಿನ ಯಾವುದೇ ಸೂಪರ್ ಪವರ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದ ಕತೆ ನನಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಗೊತ್ತು. ನಾನೀಗ ಹೇಳಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು ಅದೇ ಕತೆ.
Well, that was some of the works which I did. So I've been actively involved in television and the film industry for almost 20 plus years now. So with that kind of background, now I'm in a college where I want to share my experiences because it becomes very important in these days of digitalization to tell stories. Okay, so whenever you open your phone or wherever you go, you're watching TV or your on your laptop, uh, mobile, you're totally forced with a lot of videos. Okay, you are made to watch videos. It could be reels, it could be a news, it could be any visual story, a short film, documentary, or films, or a web series. So there are many formats that is there today, and every business today, not only thinking of making movies, but any business today are telling stories. Okay, and these stories are used to communicate the product, their service, or their emotional baggage. So everything is now storytelling. So when you want to sell an ad, you sell a product, you create an ad film. So when you create an ad film, so that becomes visible on all formats on website, internet, social media platforms. So this storytelling is the key today. Okay. So usually my classes will be a lot of interaction, but I'm a little handicapped today because I'm not able to get your feedback. But anyways, let me try to reach out or share my experiences in this field of video production, all these things. To start with the topic, story to screenplay. Now, what is a story? Okay, so let me also mix a little bit of Kannada here. ಕತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕತೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕತೆ ಹೇಳಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ ಕತೆ ಹೇಳಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ದಿನ ಕತೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಶುರುವಾಗದೆ ಹಾಗೆ, ಒಂದೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಇದ್ದ, ಅವನು ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ದ ಅದು ಮಾಡ್ದ ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ, ಯು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಸಮ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಒಂದೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ರಾಜ ಇದ್ದ, ಅವನಿಗೆ 3 ಜನ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿದ್ರು. ಆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರೂ ಬುದ್ಧಿವಂತರಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವನ ರಾಜ್ಯನ ಆಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ಹೌ ಯು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್. ಅವ್ರು ಒಂದೊಂದು ಹುಡುಗ ಇದ್ದ, ಅವನಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಹುಡುಗಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿತು. ಓಕೆ, ಯು ಗೋ ಟು ಅ ಲವ್ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ. ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದೇರ್ ಓನ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಓಕೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲೇ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಘಟನೆಗಳು ನಡೀತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರ ಕಥೆಗಳು ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಸಿನಿಮಾ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಅನ್ಸೋದು, ನನ್ನ ಕತೆ ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ರೋಚಕವಾಗಿದೆ, ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ನಾನೇ ಒಂದು ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಆದರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಒಂದು ಕಥೆನ ನಾವು ಅದು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ಗೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಅದೊಂದು ಒಂದು ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ನಡಿಬೇಕು. ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ಟೋರಿನ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಪ್ಲೇ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಪ್ಲೇ ಎರಡು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಶಬ್ದಗಳನ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರ. ಓಕೆ, ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಪ್ಲೇ. ಈಗ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ? Story is, not to be very explained in a simple terms, is a series of events that happens to a person with a lot of emotions, lot of interactions with relationships, all those things. Okay, ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಯುವಂಥ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಘಟನೆಗಳು, ಅವನ ಸಂಬಂಧಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಅವನ ಭಾವನೆಗಳು. ಓಕೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಗೋಸ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಇಸ್ ಎಮೋಷನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಇನ್ ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್. ಮಹಾಭಾರತನೂ ಒಂದು ಕತೆ, ರಾಮಾಯಣನೂ ಒಂದು ಕತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಹಾಗ್ರಂಥಗಳು ಕಥೆನೇ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಕೆಲವು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದಿರೋದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಬರಿತೀವಿ, ಅದು ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಆದರೆ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಕಥಾ ಸಂಕಲನದ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊರಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅದರ ಆ ಸ್ಟೋರಿಯ ಮಚ್ ಬಿಗರ್ ವರ್ಷನ್ ವುಡ್ ಬಿ ಅ ನಾವೆಲ್, ಒಂದು ಕಾದಂಬರಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಕಥೆನ ನಾವು ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ಅದನ್ನ ಒಂದು ನಮ್ಮದೇ ಒಂದು ವಿಜುವಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಒಂದೂರಲ್ಲೊಬ್ಬ ಇದ್ದ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ಕತೆ ನಾವೀಗ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ, ಸೊ ಒಂದೂರು ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ಊರು ಯಾವುದು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಒಬ್ಬ ಇದ್ದ ಅಂದರೆ ಜನರಲ್ಲ ಕತೆ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ಒಬ್ಬ ಇದ್ದ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವ್ನು ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಆದರೆ ಅದು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಪ್ಲೇಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅದು ಅವ್ನು ಯಾರು ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ತುಂಬ ಅದು ನೇರವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ವಿಷಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಕಥೆಗೂ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಪ್ಲೇಗೂ ಇರೋಬ್ಬ, ಅಥವಾ ಕತೆ ಚಿತ್ರಕಥೆ ಇರೋ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಅದು. ಸೊ ಕತೆ ನಾವು ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಪದಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಕತೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಕತೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಪ್ಲೇ ಅಥವಾ ಚಿತ್ರಕಥೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ವರ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋ ಹಾಗೆ, ಚಿತ್ರಕಥೆ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಒಂದೇನೋ ವಿಜುವಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಮೊದಲನೇ ಸೀನ್ ಹಿಂಗೆ ನಡಿಬೇಕು, ಓಪನಿಂಗಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ವಿಜುವಲ್ ಏನು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಅದು ಏನು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಏನು ಫೀಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಬರಿಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಅದು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಪ್ಲೇ. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ಯು ರೈಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಸಿ, ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಫೀಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಹಿಯರ್ ಇನ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ಓಕೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಪ್ಲೇ. ಒಂದು ದೃಶ್ಯನ ನೀವು ಪದಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಿತೀರಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಚಿತ್ರಕಥೆ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈಗ ಕತೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಹುಟ್ಟುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ, ಕತೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಬರೀಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮೊದಲನೇ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ಸಿಂಪಲ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ತುಂಬ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಘಟನೆ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಘಟನೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಮೇಲೆ, ಅದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲೈಫ್ ಮೇಲೆ ತುಂಬ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಪರಿಣಾಮ ಬೀರಿದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ that made a very good deep impact on your life. ಆ ಒಂದು ಕಥೆನ ನೀವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬರೆಯೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಬರಿಬೋದು. ಇಸ್ ನೋ ರೂಲ್ಸ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ ದಿಸ್ ದೇರ್ ನೋ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಟು ಎಂಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಏನು ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಬಿಗಿನಿಂಗ್, ಅ ಮಿಡಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಂಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಒಂದು ಆರಂಭ, ಒಂದು ಮಧ್ಯ, ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಅಂತ್ಯ. ಓಕೆ, ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಥೆನೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಇದ್ದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ನಾವು ಅವ್ನು ಯಾರೋ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದ, ಅವನ ಸಂಬಂಧಗಳೇನು, ಅವ್ನ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮ ಏನು, ಅಥವಾ ಅವ್ನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ದೋಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಯು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅವ್ನಿಗೆ ಏನು ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಗುರಿ ಇತ್ತು. ಓಕೆ, ಸಿಂಪಲ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ಹೌ ಯು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿರೋ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ನ ನೀವು ಬರೆದಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಥೆನೂ ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಈ 3 ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಆ 3 ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರಲ್ಲೇ ಅದು ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಏನಂತ ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಕತೆ ಬರೆಯೋದು. ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ, ನನಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಇವತ್ತು ಒಂದು ಕತೆ ಬರೀಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟು ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ, ನೀವು ಮೊಬೈಲಲ್ಲಿ ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಎಂಟಿ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್, ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಟಾಪಲ್ಲಿ ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ವರ್ಡ್ ತೆಗೆದು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಂಟಿ ವೈಟ್ ಪೇಜು, ಅಥವಾ ನೀವು ಬರಿತೀರಾ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ನಿಮ್ಮ ವೈಟ್ ಶೀಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದು ಖಾಲಿನೇ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಶುರು ಮಾಡೋದು, ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇನಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಆಂಗ್ಸೈಟಿ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್. ವೇರ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್, ಹೌ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಫಾರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಲೈಫ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮಚ್ ಈಸಿಯರ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್. ಓಕೆ, ನಾವು ಇನ್ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ನಾವು ಬಾಹುಬಲಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, KGF ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ತಲೆ ಕೆಡಿಸ್ಕೊಳೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಮಚ್ ಲೇಟರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್. ಓಕೆ, ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿರೋ ಒಂದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಘಟನೆ, ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಯಾವುದೋ ರಿಲೇಟಿವ್ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ, ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಓದಿದ್ದು ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ತುಂಬ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಅನ್ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಲೈಫ್, ಆರ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೇಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಸಮ್ ಸ್ಮೈಲ್ ಆನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫೇಸ್, ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅದು ನೆನೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದುಃಖ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಖುಷಿ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಹಿಂಗಾಗೋಯ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸ್ಬೋದು. ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿಚ್ ಟಚಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಹಾರ್ಟ್, ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಯುವರ್ ಎಮೋಷನ್ಸ್. ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಬರಿತಾ ಹೋಗಿ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಈಸಿಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ವೇ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ. It could be anyways, any format. Okay. And now I have a small presentation, okay, which will take you through to understand screenplay. ಇದು ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಕ್ಶಾಪ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನ ನಾನು ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ. But you are privileged today to get this. Okay, so I call this the master class. So within a screenplay writing, ಹೇಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. Okay, so everybody can be a writer. Okay, so anybody who writes, ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಒಂದು 4 ಲೈನ್ ಗೀಚಿದ್ರು ಸಾಕು, ನಾನೊಬ್ಬ ಕತೆಗಾರ, ಬರಹಗಾರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಬಟ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಈಸಿ, ಬಟ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ರೈಟರ್, that is a bigger challenge. When you write for the screen, when you write for movies, when you write for web series or short films or TV shows, so that is a bigger challenge because you have to visualize the entire thing. ಸೊ ಅದು ಯಾವ ಥರ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವ ಥರ ಫೀಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವ ಥರ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇದಿಷ್ಟು ನಾವು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಲೈಕ್ ಮಿನಿ ಗಾಡ್, ದೇವ್ರ ಥರ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ರೈಟರ್ ಶುಡ್ ಫೀಲ್, because you should understand all people involved in their life. So what Paul Schrader says is, I could be just a writer very easily. I am not a writer, I am a screenwriter, which is half a filmmaker. So filmmaker agbekanದ್ರೆ first step is to start writing. Okay, even if you are not going to be a professional screenplay writer, but you still need to know writing, because once you know writing, you can ask your team or you can suggest them what you are expecting. So ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇದ್ರೆ, but then you need to also know writing. So that is what screenwriting is all about. And as you see, the essence of filmmaking, as I told, it's all about telling a story. ನಾವೇನೇ ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲಿ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರು ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಫೈನಲಿ ಬಾಯ್ಲ್ಸ್ ಡೌನ್ ಟು ವಾಟ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಯು ಆರ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್. ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟೇ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದ್ರು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕೇಳೋದು ಏನು ಕತೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಅಂತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದೆಲ್ಲ ಅವರು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ರಿ. ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಪ್ಲೇ ಹೆಂಗಿತ್ತು ಅಥವಾ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟರ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ದಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್. ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಹೆಂಗಿತ್ತು, ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಹೆಂಗಿತ್ತು, ಆಲ್ ದೋಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಲೇಟರ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್. ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಎನಿಬಡಿ ಆಸ್ after you watch a movie is what is the story. So screenplay is like a blueprint. If you are building a house, okay, you need to have a very strong foundation, um, and no, that foundation is your story and how you design your house. Like the architect, ಅದ್ರ ಇಂಟೀರಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಹೆಂಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ರೂಮ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬಾತ್ರೂಮ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಲ್ಲ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅ ಬ್ಲೂ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಹೌಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್, screenplay is the blueprint. So it is very, very important to understand screenplay. So this is Alfred Hitchcock, one of the most followed film directors in the world. Of course, he's not alive today, but he has set a huge trend in filmmaking from England. So he says to make a great film, you need three things: the script, the script, and the script. Okay, so ನಿಮಗೆ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ಸು, ಹೀರೋ ಹೀರೋಯಿನ್ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ, ಆಲ್ ದೋಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಲೇಟರ್. ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್. With a strong script, even if you don't have a great hero, you don't have a good sarcasm, or you don't have much budget for making, even a small film can be very, very impactful. So now, the question every filmmaker or a story writer faces is, for whom am I going to write or I'm going to make movies? Okay, that is the first question everybody asks. So if you say I want to make movies for college students, or if I want to make movies for auto drivers, or I want to make movies for village people, okay, then slowly that the entire essence becomes diluted. Okay. So the best way is to make films for yourself, at least to write a film from what you want to see. So why do you think there are so many different kinds of movies that are being made? Okay, every story is same. Stories are as old as the mountains, they say. So every story is very old. It is used in almost all movies. Same romantic story: boy meets girl, they fall in love. There's some issues that they can't, go further together. They can't marry. Social issues or family issues, something. Then they take a detour, and then they achieve something in their life, and finally they get married. Or if there is a good versus bad story, then we show how bad the bad guy is and how good the good guy is, and how they meet each other. The good guy wants to save the people from the bad guy, but the bad guy wants to destroy everybody. So the good guy has to go very strong to demolish the bad guy. So these are the same stories you get to see, unless you are making a very realistic story about people. But still, then you have stories, from the Mahabharata times or Ramayana times. Now, when you want to say that I want to do a story which feels good for me, that is where you start writing. Okay, you should start write for yourself first. So you are the first audience. If you like what you want to see, then you can definitely convince others to see what you have wanted to see, right? So you are the first audience. Keep that in mind. Okay. Now, as I said, every story is of comprised of a three-act structure: story as well as screenplay. Okay, I'll sum it up for you. So, Act One, Act Two, Act Three. Okay. So, in Act One, say for example, we're talking about 100%, okay, 100 minutes film or whatever. So Act One will be about the setup, setting up the entire story, the plot, where it is happening, who are all involved, who's the protagonist, who are his people around, what is his goal. Okay, we all set this up slowly. The first 25% of the film will be about the Act One. So the Act One will end with a plot point or a twist. Okay, now we come to a stage in the Act One where the protagonist has now realized what his goal in life is, and then he has to go further. But there is a hurdle. Okay, there's a twist to achieve his goal. Okay, something is going to stop him. Now, what is that is stopping him? That twist is the Act One. I'm just generally summing it up. Now, in the Act Two, after that major twist of no, the protagonist's understanding is Act Two will be goal. If it's a no action movie or girl different has to become Act Two. He does goal, but then there comes a situation where, for example, he can't go back and say, I don't want this girl, I don't want to beat the villain, I don't want to do any other thing, I want to remain quiet, let me be peaceful. No, he can't go back. But if he has to move on, he has to face the biggest challenge. He has to resolve it. Okay, so from Act 2, plot point 2, where the twist happens, he cannot go back, but he has to go forward and he has to win. So that becomes the resolution or the climax, the movie where the protagonist actually based on a research for over 20 years by a filmmaker, screenplay writer from US called Sid Field. So Sid Field, he watched all the blockbusters of Hollywood for about 15, 20 years. Okay, so he selected all the best movies. Why each movie was success? So why those films did well than the other movies? So when he started scrutinizing all the screenplay, the making of the movie, he understood this major three act structure where everything was clearly set up. Okay, in Act One, the entire setup was very clearly done. In Act Two, all the confrontation were neatly placed, scene by scene, and in Act Three, the resolution was neatly met. So this was what the research said. So this is a very proven technique, but still, once you know this thing, of the three act structure, you know where the story is going up, where it is slowing down, where it is moving fast. Okay, when you know the graph development of the story, then you can definitely rework this structure and do this. So, for example, no, this is more a plot point. High action. I mean, showing this. it comes to the Indian we also work for the have a especially Indian movies now other Asian ಅದೇ ನಿಮ್ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಕತೆ ಹಳೆದೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಬಟ್ ಅದು ಹೇಳಕ್ ಹಂತವಾಗಿ ಒಂದೊಂದೇ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್. ಓಕೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅವನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅವಾಗಲೇ ನಾವು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಅವನಿಗೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಾವು ಅವನ ಜೊತೆನೇ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಮಗೂ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಟ್ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮುಜಾರ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲೇನೋ ಮುಳ್ಚುಚ್ಚು ಗೋಲ್ ರೀಚ್ ಆದ ನೋಡೋರ್ಗೂ ಅದು ಖುಷಿ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಎಂಟರ್ಟೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ನೋಡೋರು ಖುಷಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಕತೆ ಮುಗಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಥರದ್ದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳು ಇರಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂದರೆ ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಡೌಟ್ಸು ಕಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ಗಳಿದ್ರು ಅದನ್ನು ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಮುಗಿಯೋಷ್ಟರಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಕಥೆನ ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಏನಾದರೂ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ಯಾರು ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೋ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಸಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈಗ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಪ್ಲೇ ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ಬರಿಬೋದು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಪ್ಲೇಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಫಸ್ಟು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಪ್ಲೇ ಹೇಗೆ ಬರೆಯೋದು, ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಪ್ಲೇ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ನಾನು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಆದರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ನೀವು ಕತೆ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಯಿತು ಒಂದು ಫ್ರೆಂಡಿಗೆ ಈ ಥರದ್ದು, ಅಥವಾ ನನಗೆ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಈ ಥರ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಆನ್ ದ ವೇ ಒಂದು ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರು ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಅದು ನನ್ನ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಮೇಟ್ ಅವರ ತಂದೆ ಆಗಿದ್ರು. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಆರಂಭ ಸಿಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆ ಕತೆ ಬರೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹುಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅದು ಫ್ಲೋ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಆರ್ಡ್ರಲ್ಲೇ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ಒಂದು ಏನೋ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟಾಗಿ ABCDEFG ಅಂತ ಈ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಥರದ್ದು ಯಾವುದೇ ಥರದ್ದು ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮೊದಲನೇ ಬರೀಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ನ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಬ್ರೇಕಿಂಗ್ ದ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಎ ನ್ಯೂ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಹೊಸ ಟ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಈ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ನ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಏನೋ ಹೊಸದೊಂದು ಉಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಪ್ಲೇ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ದು ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಬೇಸಿಕ್ಲಿ ಓಕೆ, ಈ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಪ್ಲೇ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಆಲ್ಫಾಬೆಟ್ಸ್ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಜಗತ್ತಿನ ಯಾವುದೇ ಮೂಲೆಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಆಲ್ಫಾಬೆಟ್ಸ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಲ್ಫಾಬೆಟ್ಸು ಸೇಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ABCDEFG ಅಂತ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕಲ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ನೊಟೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಜಗತ್ತಿನ ಎಲ್ಲೇ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಅದೇ ನೊಟೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಷಿಯನ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಷಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ನೊಟೇಷನ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ದೇ ಪ್ಲೇ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಟ್ಯೂನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅದೇ ಥರ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಪ್ಲೇಗೂ ಒಂದು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಗೇನು ಈಗ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಪ್ಲೇ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟ್. ಸೊ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ನಿಮಗಿಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬರೋದೀಗ ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸೀನ್ ಹೆಡ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಕರ್ಸರ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ನಾನು ಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಹೆಡ್ಡಿಂಗ್, ಅಥವಾ ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸ್ಲಗ್ ಲೈನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲಿ ದಿಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಲಗ್ ಲೈನ್. ಅಂದರೆ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಕತೆ ಬರೆದಾಗ ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ನೀವು ಸೀನ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ಮತ್ತು ಈವೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ಈಗ ನಾವು ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ಲಾಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಪ್ಲೇ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಈ ರೀತಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಿನಿಮಲ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಪ್ಲೇನಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಷ್ಟು ಆ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಪ್ಲೇ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನಾವು ಈಗ ಅವನು ಆಚೆ ನಿಂತಿದ್ದ, ಮನೆ ಮುಂದೆ ನಿಂತಿದ್ದ, ರಾತ್ರಿ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಬರೆಯೋದ್ರ ಬದಲು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೀರಿಯರ್, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೀರಿಯರ್ ಅಥವಾ INT ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಇಂಟೀರಿಯರ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೀರಿಯರ್ ಅಥವಾ ಇಂಟೀರಿಯರ್ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಾವು ಗೊತ್ತು, ಓಕೆ ಇದು ಒಳಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಹೊರಗೆ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಸೀನು ಅಂತ ಫಸ್ಟನ್ನೇ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಡ್ಜ್ ಅಂತನೂ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬಟ್ ನಾವೀಗ ಮನೆ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕ್ತೀವಿ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡು. ಸೊ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪಸ್ ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಈಗ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೀರಿಯರ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೀರಿಯರ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಗ್ರೌಂಡು ಅಥವಾ ಮುಂದೆ ಪ್ಲೇ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ಸು, ಗೇಟ್, ಎಂಟ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಾಟೆವರ್. ಮತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೈಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಡೇ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೀತದೆ ಅದು. ಅಂದರೆ ಇದು ನಮಗೆ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ನ ಒಬ್ಬ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಷಿಯನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಸಿನಿಮಾಟೋಗ್ರಫರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಆ ಸಿನಿಮಾಟೋಗ್ರಫರ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಓಕೆ ಈ ಸೀನ್ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ನೈಟ್ ಶೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಶೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಓದೋರ್ಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಷಿಯನ್ಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇವತ್ತು ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಆ ಸೀನ್ಗೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ಎ ರೀಡರ್ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಇದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲೈನ್ ಇರೋದೇನಿದೆ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಷನ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಈಗ ಝ್ಯಾಕ್ ಶಿವರ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟರ್ನ್ಸ್ ದ ಬೌನ್ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಈಗ ನಾ ಹೇಳಿದ ಸೀನಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ರಾಜು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ, ಅಥವಾ ರಮೇಶ್ ಹುಡುಗ. ಸೊ ಅವನು ಈಸ್ ಡ್ರೈವಿಂಗ್ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್, ಈ ಸೀಸ್ ಅನ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಗೋಸ್ ಟು ದ ಕ್ಲೋಸರ್ ಟು ದ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಪಾಟ್ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಸೊ ಆವಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಬರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ರಾಜು ಝ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದು ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ನೇಮ್ ಬರಿತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ನೇಮ್ ಬರೆದು ಅವ್ನ ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ಏನಿರೋದು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅವ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಅರೆ ಅಂಕಲ್ ನೀವು ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಅಂಕಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಆ ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಅವರು ಆ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್, ಓಕೆ ಅಂಕಲ್ ಇದನ್ನಲ್ಲ ಅವನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅವನು ಬಿದ್ದುಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಪ್ಪ ನನಗೆ ಅಂತ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ ಯು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ದ ಸೀನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇದು ಬೇಸಿಕ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಇದು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್. ಅಂದರೆ ನೀವು ಚಿತ್ರಕಥೆ ಬರೆದಾಗ ಈ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಬರಿತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರ, ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ನೀವು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಪಟ್ಟರೆ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಬಹುಶಃ ಈಸಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬರೆಯೋದು ಶುರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಲರ್ನ್ಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ತುಂಬ ಸುಲಭವಾಗಿರೋಂಥ ಒಂದು ಆಪ್ಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ. ಈಗ ನೀವೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಹೊಸದು ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಕಲಿಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಓಕೆ, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಹೊಸ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನೀವು ಸೈಕಲ್ ಕಲಿಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಸೈಕಲ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ಕಲಿಯಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಾ? ಕಷ್ಟ. ಅಥವಾ ಕಾರ್ ಡ್ರೈವಿಂಗ್ ಕಲಿಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಏನೋ ಈ ಸಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಗೇಮ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಗೇಮ್ಸ್ ಆಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಡ್ರೈವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಂತೀನಿ. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಇನ್ ದ ರಿಯಲ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್, ರಿಯಲ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಸಿಚುಯೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಆ ಥರದ್ದೇ ಒಂದು ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ಅಳವಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಪ್ಲೇ ಕಲಿಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಶಾಪಲ್ಲಿ, ಓಕೆ, ಒಂದು ಹೊಸ ಹುಡುಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಒಂದು ಬೈಕ್ ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಶಾಪ್. ಸೊ ಅವನು ಫಸ್ಟು ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸ, ಓಕೆ, ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅವ್ನು ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಅಥವಾ ಅವನು ಯಾರು ಓನರ್ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ರಿಪೇರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅವ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲ ದಿವಸ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ದಿವಸ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಅರ್ಧ ದಿವಸಕ್ಕೆ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನದ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಗಲಿ ಅವನು ಸೇಮ್ ಡೇ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಟೈಮೆಲ್ಲ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಆಯಿತಾ? ಸೊ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಆ ಓನರ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಆ ಹುಡುಗನಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಬೈಕ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಒಂದು ಸ್ಕೂಟರು ಅಥವಾ ಬೈಕ್, ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ಇದನ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಮ್ಯಾಂಟಲ್ ಮಾಡುವುದು, ಅಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ನು ಬಿಚ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುವುದು. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ, ನಟ್ಟು ಬೋಲ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ಕ್ರೂಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ತೆಗಿತಾ ಹೋಗುವಂತ. ಅವನು ತೆಗಿತಾ ಹೋದಂಗೆ ಇದು ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ, ಈಗ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ತೆಗಿತೀನಿ ಅದನ್ನ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನು ಒಂದೊಂದೇ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ನ ಬಿಚ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಫಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಟ್ಸ್ ಬೋಟ್ ತೆಗಿತಾನೆ, ಕಾರ್ಬೇಟರ್ ತೆಗಿತಾನೆ, ಮೆಷಿನ್ ತೆಗಿತಾನೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ತೆಗೆದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಟೋಟ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಮ್ಯಾಂಟ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸು ಅವ್ನು ತೆಗಿತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಅವನಿಗಿವಾಗ ಒಂದು ರೆಡಿಯಾಗಿರೋ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಕೂಟರ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಮ್ಯಾಂಟಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ತೆಗಿಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. ಇದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜಲ್ಲಿ. ಈಗ ಮತ್ತೆ ಓನರ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಇದನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ನೀನು ವಾಪಸ್ ಹೆಂಗಿತ್ತು ಹಂಗೆ ಕಟ್ಟು ಅಥವಾ ಅದನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ರೀಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಹೇಗೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಬಿಚ್ಚಿದೆಯೋ ಅದನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ವಾಪಸ್ಸಾಗಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕು. ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ತುಂಬಾ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ರೆಡಿಯಾಗಿರೋ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ನ ಹೆಂಗ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಚೈನಾ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಸ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಐಫೋನ್ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ವಾಚ್ಡ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ನೋಡಿ ಮತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ರೈಟ್ ಹಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೇನೋ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ that you make a recording. Somebody some sound effects, okay, and there could be some music. Okay, music also will play a big part in cinema because Whenever there are no dialogues, the music will convey a lot of things. So, what kind of music is playing? So, that you mentioned, what you hear, all details, the dialogues, the sound effects, the noise, music, everything. Okay, even if the dog is barking, or you can hear a plane flying, so or a bird chirping, whatever. So all those sounds you mentioned. And third is what you feel, the emotions. ಅಲ್ವಾ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಸೀನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇನೋ ಒಂದು ಎಮೋಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಏನು ನೋಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಏನೇನು ಕೇಳ್ತೀರಾ, ಮತ್ತು ಏನೇನು ನೀವು ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ತೀರಾ, ಏನೇನು ಭಾವನೆಗಳನ್ನು ನೀವು ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ತೀರಾ, ಈ ಮೂರನ್ನ ನೀವು ಬರಿತಾ ಹೋದರೆ ಆ ಸೀನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಯಿತು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಮತ್ತೆ ಆ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಪ್ಲೇ ನೀವೇ ಬರೆದಿರ್ತೀರ. ಓಕೆ, ಯು ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ರಿಟನ್ ಒನ್ ಸೀನ್, okay, just by seeing, hearing, and experiencing that entire video. So this is what I call reverse engineering in screenplay, which is a very, very effective method to learn screenplay writing. So ನನ್ನ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ನಾನು ವರ್ಕ್ಶಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ their feedback is, in first 3-4 days of the workshop, okay, I mentioned this in the very first day. So third, fourth day, actually, our agla bandu this start coming with a lot of confidence that they were able to write at least 4 to 5 scenes. Okay, so this way you have started writing screenplay. Okay, ನಿಮಗೆ ಅದರ ಎಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನು, ಹೆಂಗೆ ಬರಿಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ನೀವು ತುಂಬ ಅವಾಗ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ನೋ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಹೌ ಮಚ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ಯೂಸ್, ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಟು ಯೂಸ್. ಸೊ ದೆರ್ ಇಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ unwanted that you have to write there. Whatever you see, whatever you feel, and whatever you experience, okay, and hear, only those you are mentioning. When it's very simple terms, ಏನು ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು. When somebody reads what you have written, they should be able to see what you saw, feel what you felt, and hear what you heard. ಸೊ ಆ ಮೂರನ್ನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಆ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಪ್ಲೇನಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay, these are like basic things that you can start off. One is one simple incident from your life or your friend's life or something that you have experienced. First thing, write a small story. Okay, then create events around all the story, create characters, and then decide who's the protagonist, and then make just a one-line story order. At the beginning, this happens. Next, the second scene is this. Third scene, fourth scene. Probably 5 to 6 scenes. Small incident. So once you're done with that, try to put this in the screenplay format. Okay. So now I'll just tell you, one example. Probably another 5-10 minutes. We'll try to close this. How I made Last Bus. Okay, Last Bus was my second movie. So we, few of our friends, in the creative teams, were all discussing 2014, I guess. Like there were a lot of horror movies that were being made during that year. Many movies. And people just went to theaters. They knew that they're going to be horrified, they're going to be frightened, everything. But then they wanted to go to theater and get more frightened. They actually wanted to celebrate fear, right? So we thought, okay, let's do a horror film, but then how it can be different, how it can create a curiosity. So the first condition that we put to ourselves was not to show any kind of ghost, or not to show any kind of horrific faces. So there is no presence of ghost seen. Okay, you can't see any ghost, but you can only feel its invisible presence there. This was a condition. Now, how do we do a horror story without showing anything frightening scenes? Okay. So that was the beginning, and then we sat down to write the story, and then there was one small reality show which I had planned, where 12 beautiful girls were, blindfolded and taken to a forest, and then when they go to the forest, the bus driver would have jumped off the bus, and when they open their blindfold, they're in the middle of the forest and nobody's there around them. All mics and cameras are all hidden. So these were two things that was in my mind when we started this. Now how we combined this and made into a film is something very interesting. Okay, so if you're all interested, probably you can watch that movie as was on Hotstar. So you'll get to know how the entire story, what I told now, how it was developed into a screenplay, and then how it was presented finally. So probably that also could be one exercise where you can do the reverse engineering of that screenplay. Okay. So in another 5 minutes, probably I'll be closing this. And okay, if anybody has any questions, you can just type in. Okay. So here at the Soundarya Institute of Management and Science, we are also having a lot of activities. Um, we have a film club, we have a theater club, and in the film club, uh, we are just started, doing activities for students where they have learned screenplay writing. I mean, the process of writing screenplay, and secondly, we're doing a short film. Okay. The stories were all written by the students themselves. So that is the best part of it, and they will be writing the screenplay as well. Okay, it is it is a process. It's just a beginning that you start writing, and it will become a habit. Okay, so and the best way to go ahead with this is to keep writing at least a couple of pages every day. Okay, whatever you feel like writing, so that that habit of writing should begin. Okay, writing in the sense you can also type. So type it in a way that when somebody else reads, they'll understand what you're trying to convey. Okay, the communication has to be very clear. And secondly, read something every day, at least a few pages, 5 to 10 pages. Keep reading. You can read newspapers. You get a lot of stories from newspapers, or you can read a short story or a novel. So that's one thing. And one more thing is watch some very interesting movies. Okay, at least a good movie. You're all having access to OTTs. You've got access to international content from anywhere across the globe. So see how the films are made there. What kind of movies you want to make. You can just analyze how you can connect. Okay, so there are a lot of content available on the internet. So make a very wise choice of watching good content. Okay, so that decision is very important. Okay, so I think I'm at the end of the presentation. So hope to see you soon again, and good that I know I could revisit few of my uh, past positive incidents that I shared with you all. Um, okay, that's it for the day, and thank you so much. Good luck.
Hello, good morning. My name is Ramya Sheshadri. I head the corporate relations and I take care of training and placements at Soundarya. It's so good to, I can't see, but I'm sure all of you, the new Soundaryans are here, curious to know what is in, the coming days for you ahead. I'm sure a lot of exciting things at Soundarya is happening. When I say exciting, it's not about academics, it's not about co-curricular, it's not about sports. It's a 360-degree holistic development that we ensure that we give it to the students. That is what a Soundarian, when he or she comes out of the college, is so proud that yes, I am equipped with all the required skills. So at training and placement departments, we make sure that we give a platform to all the students where he or she can show, we will make sure that we give the platform to build the skills, that we identify the talent, what is there in the student, and then we make sure that we give them all the required skills so that a student can be more confident in having, in taking up leadership roles, not only post college, but at college as well. So when I'll start with the training. So when I say training, what is that it's required for a student? I'm sure you're all finished your second POC and pretty, chilled out right now because, the hectic days have gone, the results have come, you've made your choice of which college you want to join and which course. Now that you have made, it's the time to rethink on what are the skills that you have and you need to build. I'm sure there's Netflix, Amazon Prime, PUBG, all those social media and the required gaming gadgets that you are equipped with. Apart from that, before your college starts or at your college days, what is that you need to do? We are in the digital era, aren't we? So what is that? There are n number of platforms where you can build your skills sitting at home. Okay, you come to, once you start college, of course, we have enough training programs ahead for you so that you can be skilled. But now, the time for you to rethink, relook. Now the phase has changed where you were treated as a kid, or you were in that stage where you were an adult. But now you're going to be a full 100% adult, where you will have to take your own decisions in terms of what you need to do in your college life and what are the training programs that I need to take it up to be more skilled. Why am I talking so much about skill? Because if you're not skilled, end of the day, taking this, any program that you've chosen is not going to be 100% useful if you're not skilled. So what I would request all the students to do before your college starts, do some small certification programs. There are n number of platforms available. An academy, Coursera, you have NPTL, where it's a central government platform where you can do courses for free. If you want to take up a certification, there's a small cost. That's an investment again. So what are the, okay, let me finish about certification. Now I come to skills. Why are we talking so much about skills? I'm sure in second PUC you would have had a lot of opportunities where you would be given to present a paper, a small, a model at a science exhibition, and commerce students, of course, any business plans that you've made. All this, it really helps for a student to showcase or express his or her interest. Now, coming to skill, first basic is very, I would say the key for employability or to be expressive is communication skill. If you cannot communicate what is running in your mind, then what is the use? Yes or no? I'm sure you're all in that era where you just open your smartphone and text. Correct, but still that doesn't happen. That doesn't work out with everyone, right? You'll have to communicate. Communication is not only spoken, written as well. Somewhere you ask me as a corporate relations or a training and placement manager, what I'm seeing, students have stopped writing apart from their examinations. There's no writing skills at all. Why are we losing it? I know you're blogging, definitely writing an article. Everything, is a very crucial part of communication. Spoken communication, of course, we speak to our friends, our family. Yeah, maybe not in English language. We are very comfortable in our own mother tongue or the local language that we speak. That's very important. We need to speak the language that where we come from, but at the same time, the language which is universal, which makes you stand apart, from the crowd, is what is English language. It's a very simple language which can be acquired by utilizing few, communication tools, which should be taught at Soundarya. Okay, so that is one thing. Next, I'm sure as your second PUC level, you would have participated in many competitions where you work with your colleagues or your classmates. Now, that is what I'm talking about, which is called as teamwork. I am very good, but I'll be better if I work with a team, correct? I hope you all agree. So why this teamwork is very important, not only in college, in corporates as well. It is one skill which is very important, or I would say a characteristic, where you can accommodate others, listen to others, and you are happily welcoming other ideas and then collaborating. So teamwork and collaboration goes hand in hand. That's very important. So this is also one of the skill that has been taught at the when we are doing a lot of activities. So we have separate sessions for all these things at Soundarya. Next is, what is that as youngsters, we your parents want you to do, or your grandparents or your neighbors, what do they expect from you? They want you to be independent, and they want you to be decision makers. Now, before decision making, what are we going to solve? The problems that we face, isn't it? So we want problem solving skills in these youngsters. When you get into a corporate or higher education, or you're managing your own business, there are a lot of problems that you might occur. How are you going to solve it? What are the skills required to have the problem solving skill? These are the training programs that at Soundarya we make sure we facilitate to all the students. And then next, very important, very crucial thing is an attitude. How is a student judged? You might be academically very good, you might be very soft spoken, you might be an extrovert or introvert, whatever, until unless you have a good attitude, it's very hard, or somebody to judge you becomes really dicey. So a good attitude is very important, but having a good attitude, an approachable attitude, a listening attitude, an empathetical attitude is very important. Now, after problem solving skills, this one very important skill that we want the youngsters to have. Now, post COVID, I'm sure you all know that you had I think you should be in SSLC doing your 10th standard. Post COVID, you were so used to go to the colleges, the schools, and listening to the theory part, sitting in the classrooms. Then what happened? It was a paradigm shift that we suddenly had classes online. So what is that skill that we all had is the adaptability skill. It's very, very important to adapt to the changes, which happens at your life. There are different part of adapting skills. So very, very important to have this particular skills. And being flexible. See, when you're flexible, it's very easy to adapt. I think I'm making sense here. If you're not flexible, it's very hard. Until unless you're not flexible, your mind doesn't allow to change or adapt the new changes. So adaptability and flexibility goes hand in hand. Next, I think this is a major issue with Gen Z or Gen Z, whatever you call this generation, is the time management. Okay, I'm sure at the time of your examinations, you were well organized, well disciplined by keeping a lot of alarms, waking up at this time, and you need to study. So that was something very required. That's the reason you did. But apart from that, if there is a time given, say suppose a small scenario with your friends, hey, let's meet at Orion Mall at so and so time. How many of you actually arrive at that time? Because you have mobiles, you can say, hey, I'm stuck at this traffic. I'll take another 10 minutes. Please do wait. So this is, this is the kind of, I would say culture, but this is what we have developed. And, because of the access of, telling or informing people that will be late or will be, we are held up somewhere. But time management is something that very crucial, I would say. I'm not telling it's impossible, but at the same time, it can be learned. How? So time management is a very key skill that was taught here at Soundarya to all the youngsters. How you can manage your time so that you can be more productive. Successful is secondary, but being more productive. Out of 12 hours or 18 hours that you have for yourself, how you can be productive, not only in academics, in the kind of, the hobbies that you want to pursue, the passion that you have. So all these things are being taught at Soundarya. And I would say the outcome of Soundaryans as is one of the I have seen over the years that the students, especially students who are a part of council, what we have seen is the leadership qualities that they develop and carry forward. This is one skill. Believe me, if you can develop this, the leadership skill, I think the leadership itself is so strong, so powerful, and it's very accountable. It makes you accountable for all the duties that you perform. So this is one leadership. Is not it's it's not taught in a theoretical way, but we give you real time events to manage, case studies to do, so that you understand what it takes to be a leader. And you have many people who are inspiring at Soundarya as leaders that you can talk to them, take their suggestions, and then become a great leader. So leadership is one more skill which is very important, and this the training that we give has almost 60 to 70% practical knowledge which we give to all the students, which covers leadership. See, when I'm talking about so many skills, I'm sure you are a little confused, or let us take a small halt here and let us analyze if we if we were just like other creatures on this earth. Okay, if no, we could not think, what would be the scenario? Yeah. Of course, I'm sure a lot of you have pets. Those pets itself, they respond so well. Okay, but as human beings, there's one skill which is, which I'm sure the Almighty has given us is thinking. Okay, and one of the skill which is very much required in this era is critical thinking. Now, critical thinking is a very big word. There's a lot of activities and theory trainings that we give, practical and the theory trainings that we give to the students, for them to understand what is critical thinking, where it has to be used, and what are the outcomes when you literally apply it. Okay, so critical thinking is very important. Of course, emotional intelligence. Which is the human touch, when I'm sure the lot of AIs which have come, but humans cannot be replaced. Okay, so emotional intelligence is something that you when you understand in a person, what is that he or she feels when you're in the classroom, you're in the sports area, wherever you are. The emotional intelligence part is very, very important, and we make sure the students realize how to basically handle this emotional intelligence and make it a strength, not the weakness. One more thing is, at this stage of your life, I'm sure you have a lot of ego issues. It's not with you; it's with everyone. If you're a human, having a ego is very common. How do you resolve this? What is ego? How can this ego, which is a weakness or which is not good, very good way using a lot of techniques? So this is one very important when you get into corporate. If you have to put your point, he's telling us not to teach here. when I what is professionalism, when you're in a laboratory, how to be very give you enough information and you're all informed small disciplines. It's not that you went first day of your college. How so all this thing do not worry, you have you will agree with me once you so once you have a question I develop hard skills technical skills literacy language ask me as a being the need of the hour activities that is being conducted have to sit talk to your the list doesn't end here. Okay, so we have more analytical. We make sure that we take you you tell you name it we have industrial visit. It was such a students and look what we look forward from students when you until unless you're curious okay I've given some presentations I'm so what are the presentations or faculties or which has gone inside the relevance of the content we told at that time is of a student life special classes how to which is happening. See, I'm stressing has to do it. It's you students. Lot of who has to do it. Don't expect that is not what we want from Soundarians. This is my idea. Skill. End of the training. Believe me, batch which is coming in. Another you but this is one skill. I'm sure you yourself particular thing to the look at me. I'm like, I sell the car, I sell my product. What is my product? Is the institution. We sell the brand to the corporates and say, look, we have a lot of good students who are employable. Please come and do a campus drive. That is my job. What do I market? I market my students. I market my students' capabilities, abilities, and I tell the whole corporate world, you have good students who can be great assets for your organization. So that is sales and marketing. Believe me, this is there in every job now. Now I give a lot of sessions to our students. Why? Because there's a lot of myth. What is a BPO, KPO, call centers? So we have to tell them, ma'am, I will not do a voice job. I will only do a non-voice job. Ma'am, what is this telecalling? Ma'am, why should I do marketing? So these are the questions what students have. I'm sure you will also have such questions. You're all welcome to give questions. We are here to answer that. We'll definitely help you to realize and give you more information on what is it. Let's say, suppose if I give you an example of marketing, what is marketing? It's not door-to-door marketing. There are a lot of ways of marketing. Like digital marketing is the need of the hour that a student should learn. If you say, suppose a student has a certification on digital marketing, we give from my department, we give you internships where you can go to a company, work on that particular skill. And when you're outside, believe me, you need not work for one employer. You can be a freelancer working for 5 to 10 employers. See, how is it? It's not one income. You're getting 5 incomes. So a lot of such platforms are available at Soundarya. I'm sure you students are going to make a lot of use of it. One more thing, I'm sure your parents are giving you enough pocket money when you travel, when you go to Starbucks, Pizza Hut. There are so many things which have come up: Popeyes, Burger King. I'm sure you will know the better names better than me. But why I'm getting this topic is this is something to do with your finance. I'm sure when you have your pocket money given to you, you're so excited. One first thing you will do, you recharge your mobiles, yeah, because without internet, it's very hard to survive. I know, same case with me, but still, I think it's a mandate for this generation. The second thing is you will only think about what are the sale, I'm sure with the girls, what is the sale available and what is that I have to buy for my college. The boys will be thinking, okay, should I buy a sports kit? Should I buy some gaming application, which is your as per your interest? But I'm sure, pretty sure, having dealt with this generation Finance is something which is not at all taught practically. I'm sure at other institutions, or at other, at your home maybe few parents must be doing it. But finance management, financial management is a very crucial thing at this point of time. If the youngsters are taught how to save, how to spend, not only saving to be taught, how to spend is also to be taught. Because a lot of online purchases that you do, I'm sure when a game is to be downloaded, you don't even check what's the price because you want to play it. So that sense, the value of money, what has to be spent for on what, the portion of your pocket money has to be spent is to be taught. At Soundarya, we make sure we teach you this financial management so that you're equipped. Say, suppose I start my internship journey, I start my part-time journey, how I can be prudent enough to spend or to save. Okay, you need not that's a very nice gesture that my students come and give me, ma'am, this is for you because you've got us a part-time job at IKEA, where not, wherever they go, and it's a very nice gesture. But what I'm trying to say is that gesture, keep it aside, but do it for yourself. Okay, have a small bank account open, save some, a very nominal amount for yourself, which is very important. And please be prudent in spending if it is necessary, because I see at my place as well, whatever we have already, my kids go and buy that. So at that time, as a parents, our responsibility is to tell them. But whatever parents say, the kids do not value so much. But when a teacher says, when a faculty at their college says, that matters a lot. We have understood that, and we make sure that we give enough training sessions for students to manage their finances. Not only our faculties, we have people coming from SEBI, we have people coming from many such organizations who help students to manage their finance. It might be 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. Let us not go on the value of money, but let us go how to value that money. Okay. So when I'm talking about all the skills, I think I've covered about soft skills and hard skills. As a newcomer, what you have to know, I am sure that I've given a little bit of information to you. I'm here at Soundarya since 5 years, so we've seen pre-COVID, post-COVID, COVID time. One thing is very constant is the student interest. If as a student, if you do not have the interest or passion which drives you to do something, you should have a short-term goal and a long-term goal. So let me talk about the short-term goal. As a student, you walk into Soundarya, what should be your short-term goal? Your short-term goal should be doing certifications. Say, suppose a BCA student. A BCA student will understand the certifications which are available in college. It might be on IoT, AI, it might be on cloud computing. The trending, the trending certifications have been taught at BCA department. You need to pick up those. It's like a platter. We have made sure that we have a platter. What you pick up in the platter is your interest. That is what drives you. That passion is something that which comes from you, and it should. We are here to give you a platter. What should be chosen should come from you. That should be one of your short-term goal. The second short-term goal is for a student to involve, participate, organize all the events of the department. Now, what are the events, if you ask me, as a commerce student? See, today I'll tell you, we are very happy to give you this information that we have a trade fest, Vanijya Pradarshana. A trade fest is a platform given to students to exhibit their skills in terms of being an entrepreneur, having a business plan. A lot of students have come, from different colleges. They have their prototypes present here. We have one internal and one external judge who's going to judge and give them, cash prizes. We also have our own students who are so energetic in having food stalls, clothing stalls, accessory stalls. Why? Because these are some platforms where students come out, with their team working skills, leadership skills, and ma'am, hey, we want to do this. So this is something, we have as a platform in Soundarya. So when this is one second short-term goal, which I said, involvement in all the activities, what is done in Soundarya. The third short-term goal is to learn how to present papers, because research is something very, very important as a student. Okay. Now I'm sure, if you ask me, looking at this generation, very superficial. That too, after Chat GPT coming in, copy paste has become so much. Chat GPT is very important. It's a very good tool. Have it as a foundation. Don't lose your creativity. Now, that is something which I, tell students. If you do not research, say, suppose there is a case study given to you, how do you do it? How do you solve that case study? Talking to your classmates, talking to faculties, researching on some, journals which is available in the library, and googling some reference books, and on the internet, going to some blog, earlier bloggers who have posted on that particular topic. Now this is called as research. Research is not publishing paper at your stage. Research is something that you take time to understand the problem and giving a solution. Okay, so 3 short-term goals are very, very important as you walk in Soundarya. Yeah, long-term goals. When you take up commerce, when you take up computer application, what is that long-term goal which comes to you? That yes, I have to be placed in so and so dream company. As a student, before you walk in Soundarya, you should have a dream company. The day in orientation, students should walk to me and say, ma'am, E&Y is my dream company. Goldman Sachs is my dream company. ANZ is my dream company. Amazon is my dream company. If you do not have a dream company or a passion which drives you, do you think you can be successful? You'll end up getting some job. Everyone gets a job for that matter. The market is huge. But what is that drives you? That interest that yes, I have to be placed here. I should wear the ID card of Deloitte. That gives me a lot of pride when I see my students who are working in Deloitte, Akamai Technologies, Amazon, Standard Chartered. They send photos, especially aviation students who are working in Indigo Airlines, AirSats India, AirAsia. They share the pictures with their HODs and in turn with me. We feel so proud to see them with the ID cards. So that should be a long-term goal that, yes, this is my dream company. The second long-term goal is make sure that you are an individual who can give employment, entrepreneurship. One thing is working for a company. The second thing, we make sure that we give you so many activities, we give you so many we have so many platforms where you can participate, and you can get those skills out of you that yes, I can be an entrepreneur. Okay, we have many business plan competition, but before business plan competition, let me tell you, we have many mentors, entrepreneurs themselves coming in and sharing their stories, and not only sharing but telling you how to make a business plan. What are the business plans which are already available in the market, which is the best sector that you can choose in, where you can make a very good business. Not only money of course comes in, but a very great innovation. For me, if you ask, looking at so many business plan competition, I've judged many business plan competitions. I want youngsters to solve the problems which are nearby. That is entrepreneurship. Okay, say suppose I stay in Rajajinagar. What is the problem that Rajajinagar is facing? Let us take a small problem when it is industrial area. How are the industries, whether they've given enough facility from the nearby corporator or the MLA. Looking later, can we bridge that? Okay, there are many innovations that the students need to do. First is, as I told you, research, survey. Then you can your idea to be innovated. Until unless your idea is innovating, it doesn't drive you. You should do something which is not being done. Don't worry, we are here to give you that training, make you understand. See, the thinking you do, but we only show you how to think, what way to think. So now that training is given by us. So your long-term goal to be an entrepreneur, one is a dream company, second is to give jobs. That's very satisfying when I see my students who are entrepreneurs come back to me and say, ma'am, I want interns, can you help me? Okay, so that is something we're so proud to see our students, and I'm sure you will make me also proud one day after your degree, having a lot of interactions with me, my department. And yeah, now I'm done with the short term and long term goals. Now I'll also tell you that we have two major chapters at Soundarya. One is the student council. A student council was started 4 years back, and student council is a platform which gives opportunities for students to come in, join as members, office bearers, conveners, and take up leadership roles. And what is this leadership roles? It's not just taking up the roles, but being accountable, being responsible, organizing events, coordinating with the teams, coordinating with external people. If it might be the event people, the different colleges. We're so happy, the last June 10th, we had an intra-college fest. We had 38 colleges participating. All my students who took up the leadership roles did amazing job. Believe me, we could get a lot of sponsorship. Who does this? The students. You're the brand ambassadors of Soundarya. Our job is to make sure we equip you, and you have to fly. We give you the wings, flying part is yours. Okay. So student council is one. And the second thing is, from training and placement, we have a chapter called National Human Resource Welfare Association. We have Mr. Narsimha who started this chapter in Soundarya. So you will be a part of that, who are interested in, as I said, organizing conferences, symposiums, workshops. You're welcome, public speaking competition. You're welcome to enroll in that particular student chapter and take it from there. You will be responsible to, interact with industry people, get them on board, coordinating with industrial visits, guest lectures. Sounds exciting, guys. Sitting in classroom is very exciting. Same time, coming outside in, coordinating with people is as exciting. Believe me, you have to balance both. Then only you will be a leader who can show, you should live I would say, a foot, the legacy for your juniors. That should be the spirit. Now look at your seniors. When you come in, you will understand there are a lot of students who have done this and they're ready for the corporates now. Okay, so I'm sure I've given you enough, I think, information about what happens in Soundarya, what you can look for. Okay, so what you can look for is something that you have to note down and make sure what you can give. I always say this generation is like, asking parents, what can you give? Teachers, what can you give? Come on, ask, say sometimes, what can I give? Ask your own self, what can I give to the institution? How can I be better? That is something that I look as a student, look from a student. So yes, I'm sure I've given you enough information for to start off. Too much gyan is not good. No, today's Friday. I'm sure you guys want to chill around. So I'm here at Soundarya, as I told you. Since 5 years, we are seeing students develop themselves as great leaders, coming out as great entrepreneurs, great employees in different organizations, and great human beings. At the end of the day, if you guys come back to us and say, ma'am, we want to do this for our institution, then you are called as a great alumni. Okay, so we have so good alumni who come back to us and say, ma'am, we want to do this for our students. Believe my placement department, my internships are backed by alumni. Okay, so a lot of students who want to give back to the college. We have an alumni association. So we have a lot of alumni since 10 years, 12 years registered with us. They always look forward to do, take part in many activities that we do, many events that we conduct. So, yes, I think you've chosen the best college in Bangalore, I would say Pan India, where you will get what you want or what you ask for. So, what you ask for is very important. What you get depends on what you ask for. Okay. So, we are here as a team. My faculties, principal, management, my team, the whole team is going to be there to back you up. So make sure that you come with a lot of questions, have, be more curious, be more, patient. Have a learning quotient on, I would say, listening. Ramesh Sheshadri. Bye.